welcome to Nina La Brujita. So I'm gonna keep this episode short. I want to give y'all some tips and learning on how to make altars. Okay, so I'm gonna start. It's gonna be the most simple, basic altars. Altars can vary because it depends on who and what deity or orisha you're preparing the altar for. And it also depends on the intention of the altar that you would like. So it could be also just a general altar for your ancestors and the orisha. So that's what I'm going to teach y'all how to do today. Okay, so here are materials for the altar, this very simple altar that I'm going to use. Okay, so first you want to acknowledge always the four corners, right? I'll explain in a little bit what that is, but also I want you to think about where you want to put your altar. This is very important. Altars should be at the highest point in your home, so it could be either on top of your refrigerator or like on top of a closet, wherever the highest point is. But again, altars vary. If you're doing it to an orisha or deity like Filomena, your altar for her would be on the floor, right? So it just depends on the deity and the intention again. So right now I'm just gonna do it on this table. So just for the four corners. The four corners, you as a indigenous modality. So the four corners is north, south, west, and east. So be very familiar with where north, south, west, and east lands in your home. Okay, for the purpose of the video, I'm just gonna lay them down, but try to align the elements the closest to each corner. Okay, so I'm gonna say this is north. So north represents earth and Mother Gaia. So north, you're going to put anything that would represent the earth, and you can get very creative. The north is where I always put flowers and give those offerings there to the north, right? Think of the four corners, four winds as beings, as spirits, right, that you're offering to these four centers points. Okay, so we have here flowers. I'm giving some carnations, right, and they're pink, so representation of love. So I'm putting that in the north. Okay, then we go to the south. The south always represents fire. Because this is an altar for your ancestors, you may want to use a red candle. Always when you start, I recommend a red candle, but I had orange. And also remember, use what you have. You don't have to break the bank. Always, I will always tell you, with any magic that you do, you don't have to break the bank. You don't. And you can make it pretty and simple, right? So here I have my orange candle for joy. So it's going to be a very light and uplifting altar for me. I'm putting this on the table like this, but make sure you put the candle on a plate, okay? And make sure to never leave it unattended, and to pay attention where you put the plate in the altar. Okay, so now we have the west, and on the west we have here our water. So the west always, so remember W for water, the west always for the water spirits. Okay, and then we have east, so this is for the air and wind spirits. So this is the most simplistic version of the altar. This is your basic foundation for altars. Now you can go ahead and add all the personal touches, like if you have pictures of your ancestors, if you have a list of names of people that you care and love and want to protect, this is where you would place it on the altar. You can put pictures around it, anything. This is where then you personalize, right? And the point of altars is to commune with your spirits daily, is to have them present in your life. And this is why we make altars, right? When you need advice, or when you are just very grateful, you go to your altar to give thanks, you go to your altar to pray. This is the point of an altar, okay? So it's very personal. So also be very weary of who's around your altar. If you feel weird about having anyone around your altar, then maybe that person shouldn't be in your home, right? If you live with family members who don't practice, you can make this little altar in your room very small. But do remember that an altar is a portal. It is a portal that you are opening and leaving open in your home. Okay, so I brought a few personalized things for my spirits, right? So I have here some rum. Okay, you can offer it in this way, or you could offer it in a little glass. Usually I do a little glass of rum, but for the purpose of the video, I'm just using the whole decanter. So right, so you will go ahead and you offer it. Okay, and then here I have some tabacos that I do use for limpias. So I would place this on the side of earth, right? Let's just, all right. Okay, or fire, just get creative. It depends where you want it and the intention again. So I usually offer the tabaco to Pachamama, or just you can put it in the center as well. Another thing, if you are going to offer food, right, this is the space where you would offer loved ones who have passed their favorite drink. Like you could put Malta India, you could put rum, you can put un chin de arroz con habichuela. You can put foods, right, on the plate. Just make sure that it's a little bit, and you can place it on the earth side of the altar as well, in the corner where the rum is. Remember, everything in its area. You could make some pastelitos. You can give them plantains. Again, this all depends on what ancestors you're calling, obviously your honorable ones, and who you're creating and building this altar for. And that is pretty much it. If you have any questions, just let me know. Here you have a beautiful altar, and light your candles, do your prayers, call in the orishas or the loas, the spirits, your guides, your angels, your archangels, call in celestial beings, call in your grandma, the auntie, whoever you need in your space right at that moment. Okay, so that is your altar building. Very simple. I hope you enjoy this video. Have a great day. Ashe.